There we're going live on the big show. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. Welcome to 8 o'clock in the evening Eastern time for November the 8th for the big show. We're going to talk about travel and cruising and whatever else. Welcome one, welcome all to my channel tonight. I'm glad you could make it. I hope you're having a good day today. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope your favorite football teams won and didn't lose too badly. And I thank you all for catching up with me again for another week of info on travel. Lots going on. I mean, holy moly macaroni. Today was the big day for the United States, and 33 countries start traveling into the USA again. For Canada, Canadians, I believe at midnight tonight it begins, where Canadians can start driving in. Watch out, Americans. A whole bunch of Canadian RVs are coming south, and cars and pickup trucks with fifth wheels and trailers. Oh, they're coming. And the Class Bs, the Class Cs, the Class As, where Canadians are coming in. A number of Canadians will probably come into the U.S. and just keep right on going and head for Mexico, because that is also part of their routine. Big developments in travel there. Absolutely. This is great for the economy of all countries involved, tourism and travel and money to be made, accommodation to be needed, food to be eaten, entertainment to be had. Oh, yes. I'm sure Arizona is licking their chops. California can't wait. Vegas has got to be just going snaky. They can't wait. Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, my God, Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, yeah, baby, the Big Apple, a bunch of Canadians are coming in for the weekend and everything else. We're looking forward to it. I know Jen and I, we're in the U.S. now. We've been in California now for about a month. We're loving it, and we don't ever want to go home. We're noticing that here, we're in the mid to upper 80s. In Calgary, we're in the low 40s overnight, high 20s. Creston, high 30s overnight, low 40s during the day. I'm kind of glad. I'm really glad I'm here. We are so happy. We're just relieved to be here. Thank you all for coming by, saying hi to me. Tell me, where are you watching me from? Say hi to me. Tell me, what kind of a temperature are you experiencing where you are? Is it fall or is it winter? Or are you still getting some summer weather where you are? Thank you, all of you, for joining Traveling with Bruce from around the world. Love having you here. Fabulous. Ms. M is here. Hi, Bruce, and all the regulars. Nice to have you here. Jeannie, welcome, Jeannie, from East Tennessee. Hello again, Bruce and TWBers. Bill and Jeannie are here for the big show from East Tennessee. Kirk Brunson is here. Kirk Brunson's YouTube and Facebook channel. Hey, Bruce. Kirk from the Big Apple is in the house. Sharon, hi, Bruce. Long time no see. Tom Henry, there he is. Andrew Cabate, hi, Bruce. Kevin Chapman is here. Good to visit your new living room, Bruce. Welcome, buddy. Louise, hi, Bruce. I'm eating potato chips. There's nothing wrong with that. Eddie, welcome, Eddie, from Minneapolis. Pretty warm where we are. Rocky, it got to be 68 degrees where I am today. And I believe that is Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. Andy, hi, Bruce, 57 in Des Moines. In Des Moines, it's good, but much nicer sailing the Bahamas last week. Oh, man, that must have been great. You gotta be missing it big time already. Oh, that must have been fantastic. Andy, I'm glad you got that in. Fabulous. News in the cruise business. I've got news. All kinds of stuff going on here. Bruce, yes, I do have. What flavor do you think I'm eating, Bruce? Louise, keep the trivia for Friday evenings. Oh, I wish I could, Louise. I really wish I could, but we've had to drop the Friday show, and we're just doing a little bit of trivia now, Monday nights with my regulars on TWB on the sponsor show at 7 o'clock. And I now have launched a new show on my other channel, Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern time, just for members of Stock Markets with Bruce. That replaces the Friday show that I had for both channels, and trying to make things happen there. Donnell, hi again, Bruce and all. We had 55 degrees in Cork today. That's fairly mild and dry. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Donnell, for reminding everybody. If anybody out there can keep me posted how many thumbs up we got going on, I'd love to know. MG Tow is here. Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings The company announced key organizational changes at the executive leadership level, including, and then he's going to go on. Florida Cruiser says hello from South Florida at chilling 68 degrees. Sharon, will the Stock Market of Bruce show have trivia Wednesday night? No, probably not. There'll probably be some trick questions coming my way from viewers that will be trivia-like, but there won't be any trivia there. We'll be very busy talking about the stock markets, so what happened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what's likely to happen Thursday, Friday, and then I'll cover all kinds of investors' questions. If you have any questions about your investments, stocks you follow, how options work, that's what that show is for. So members of Stock Markets with Bruce will be able to ask questions of me without being bothered with the market interfering with us, as no stock trading will be taking place at 8 in the evening when we're on the air. Donnell, you got 23 thumbs up so far. Fabulous. This is good stuff. Jason, I haven't seen you in a while. I thought the show was over. Good to see that you're still around. Not for sure if cruising will ever be the same again. Jason, I hear you there. MG, your Wednesday night's stock market program should be open to all for a while so that the people who can't come in during the day can see what's going on at night. Well, I would do it, MG, but the problem is that the trolls are so vicious that we can't do it on that channel. Can't have it open. Louise, I'm eating Cheddar Sun chips as my regular cheese crackers were not found at the store. Oh, this is outrageous. Louise, I don't know how you get by. I don't know how you do it, but stay strong. Just focus, see your way through it, and let the Cheddar Sun chips take care of you. Let me tell you some cruise news. First of all, I mentioned this on the other channel, but I'll mention it here, and then I'll bring up some new stuff. Royal Caribbean, the announcement was made today, and maybe not the last day or two, but it just came out that the Wonder of the Seas, which is going to be the largest ship at sea. It's going to be a couple of feet longer than the Symphony of the Seas. It's an Oasis class ship for Royal Caribbean. It is in the ocean right now. It's at sea. It's heading to Marseille. It'll be there tomorrow morning. It's going to Marseille, France, and it's going there for final interior fitting. So the real final fancy stuff is being done in Marseille, France. Interior finishing. That ship will be doing that until January. January 2022, the ship will be done. Should be handed over to Royal Caribbean, and then the ship should be going across the Atlantic to Florida. The story is that the ship will be sailing the Western Caribbean on until March 22nd, or from March 22nd, only a little while. And then the story is, I guess, for February, March. In April, it will leave Florida and head to Barcelona and Rome to conduct spring, summer, and early fall sailings of the Mediterranean. And then in the fall of 2022, the ship will return back to the United States and will do the 2022-2023 winter sailing program out of Florida. Now, the thing that got me about this was that I've been following the ship, the Wonder of the Seas, the announcement of the ship, and they mentioned 3-4 years ago they're going to build it. They were going to go ahead with it. Then about 2+ years ago, they laid the keel on it. I did a video about that. Then they showed all kinds of renderings of what it's going to look like. I did video on that. I've been talking about the ship all the time. I had a photographer who had all kinds of photos taken of the ship under construction graciously allow me to print a bunch of photos on a video that I did, and I did that for you guys. But here's the thingy. There's this thingy, and the thingy was that this ship was never going to Florida. It was never going to Europe. This ship was going to China. This ship was supposed to sail out of Shanghai, China, right from the get-go. This ship was to be designed for the China market exclusively, and it was going to work out of Shanghai. It was going to be Royal Caribbean's really big move into China, probably with other ships following, but this one was going to be the mothership for China cruising. And it's not going anywhere near China. This ship is completely being refitted or being outfitted for just the European and North American markets. Now, I got to tell you, this ship was designed right off the drafting table, right off the beginning as a China vessel for Chinese waters, Asia sailings. I bet you the rooms were designed completely different than they would have been for us. They would have had the restaurants all completely designed, the entertainment facilities, the I mean everything would have been completely redesigned simply to be customized for the China Asia market. And here we have this COVID thing coming up, and that screwed up everything, including this ship's future. And this ship is behind schedule by at least a year now. I think the ship should have been in the water last year. Now it's not in the water until 2022. And I have a feeling that instead of a $1.4 billion build out, this ship is nowhere near $1.4 billion anymore. This has got to be 1.7, $1.8 billion to get in the water, to get working. And the Royal Caribbean has figured out there's no way we can make money with the Chinese right now, because China is in a big economic nightmare that many of you may not be familiar with, but China has got internal financial problems, and this is spreading out. It was supposedly just a real estate thing. They were also having some electrical problems in China. The production of electricity, factories that are being shut down for 6 hours at a time. Chinese people are going home at the end of their days, get home, and there's no power in their units. China's having all kinds of rotating blackout problems, all kinds of energy problems, all kinds of financing problems. And I think that the cruising business in China is on pins and needles. I don't know if it's going to continue on. There might be a complete shutdown of China-based cruising in the not too distant future. I got to tell you, this ship was the darling of the Chinese cruise market. They were so proud in China that the largest cruise ship in the world would be sailing out of Shanghai exclusively, and they've lost this ship. This ship is never going back unless Royal Caribbean wants to spend another $400 million retrofitting it again. There's no way the ship is going back. This ship has now been patched together as a North American cruiser, as a European cruiser, all at rush now in Marseille, and it's going to sail the American market because the U.S. dollar is the dollar that Royal Caribbean can count on to get. They're also quite happy to get euros out of Europeans, and they know they're going to get euros out of Europeans with this ship in their waters in the Mediterranean. So I'll tell you, this has been a fascinating bit of news. But China, there are problems in China. Oh my God, their economic growth. If you want to know all the details, go to my other channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. Watch a couple of shows there with me live, and you'll hear all about it, because it's going to affect stock markets. It's going to affect international trade. It might affect our economic recoveries going forward. There's all kinds of issues in China. Not looking good. Anyway, that is the story on the Symphony, the Wonder of the Seas, which will be the largest ship now plying its trade out of Florida and then in Europe starting next year. Very interesting. Other news out of Royal Caribbean to tell you, to update you. There's all kinds of other stuff going up here. By the way, you have 32 thumbs ups. Thank you very much. MG, didn't Norwegian try China, but with NCL, they were so tight they had a hard time dealing with massive stampedes to the buffet and the other free meal areas. They pulled out the Norwegian Joy, $1 billion build out just for the China market. It lasted 6 months, and then Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, I mean, pulled it out of there, and they took it to Singapore and they North Americanized it, and it's been in North America ever since. Yeah. Doing Alaska and Caribbean cruises, Mexican cruises, and that type of thing. Exactly. Double D, if I were with Royal Caribbean, I wouldn't risk cruising in China. That country is so unstable. MG, Norwegian won't stand for that and pulled out of China quickly. Sharon says, Sylvia, hi there. Sharon already gave my thumbs up. Jason, I haven't heard of the Chinese financial crisis. Oh, there's problems there. Hi there, Sylvia. Kirk, a good evening, Ms. Swan. Tom Henry, Ms. Swan. Should I kidnap Lance and take him car shopping next week? Sharon, hello there, Sylvia. Welcome, Sylvia, to the show. News out of Royal Caribbean. More news. They have delayed delivery of every single ship that they're supposed to be getting by a minimum of a year. The story goes that after they revealed their third quarter financials last week and mentioned to the market that they were losing more money per quarter than they were expected to lose by now in this current quarter, they're in deeper into the red than they thought they'd be. Their recovery isn't as quick as it had hoped. Their occupancy levels are much lower than they would had hoped they would be. Spending is way down. Why? Because all cruise lines are trying to get sailings going, and a lot of people are not interested in sailing with a mask on. They don't want to. They don't want to play this, this COVID game at sea. And so Royal Caribbean is getting a lot of cancellations. A lot of sailings they are doing are with people who had cruise credits from 2021. And so they're getting on these ships without putting up any fresh cash. Royal Caribbean is bleeding money all over the place. Norwegian is bleeding money. Carnival is bleeding. They're all bleeding cash right now, even though they're sailing. With that, the SEC filings from Royal Caribbean, they had to disclose. They had to disclose this news. They don't want to talk to you about it. They don't want to send you brochures about this news. They don't want to send you emails about this. You folks out there are getting cancellations notices on all kinds of cruises you thought you'd be on in 2022, 2023, 2024. You're getting cancellations. You're going to get more because all ships are now being delayed for delivery. Some of the updates and the delays happen to be Royal Caribbean Icon ships will now be delivered in 2023, 25, and 26. The second and third ships will see 1 year added to their introductions. An unnamed Oasis class ship ordered for Royal Caribbean from France will now join the fleet in the second quarter of 2024 rather than in 2023. That's the next Oasis ship. It's delayed. The fourth Celebrity Edge class ship, following the Edge, the Apex, and the Beyond, will now join the fleet in late 2023 as opposed to 2022. That's being delayed. The Edge cruise ship, the Celebrity Edge, is a huge hit. The Apex, a huge hit. These ships are absolutely mega popular. Captain Kate, who was managing and captaining the Edge, she's going to be captaining the Beyond, the third one. They announced that like a month ago. She's going to be captain of that ship. That ship is finalizing its build out. But the ship after that, a year delay. Even though those ships have no trouble selling, they're beautiful ships. They're delaying it. Money problems. Previously ordered fifth Edge class ship for Celebrity will now be delivered in 2025. And they're talking about that only upon confirming financing for the ship. They're having trouble getting financing for these build-outs. Bankers are going, hey, wait a minute. Whoa. We don't want to build out. We don't want to finance you guys for billion-dollar ships. If you guys can't fill the ships you've got and make money with what you have. Hold on a sec. So the Royal Caribbean is having trouble raising money. TUI Mine Shift number 7 will now sail in the second quarter of 2024 instead of 2023. So even the TUI ships out of Germany, very popular, they're delaying those. And then Silver Sea, which is the luxury line they bought 2 years ago, the next generation ships that were originally scheduled to be delivered in 2022 and 2023 will now debut in 2023 and 2024. So every class of ship, every level of luxury, all delayed, especially the high end, all held back. Financing is a big problem. They're saying that there's supply chain problems, but the big problem is the money. It's the dough because they are bleeding cash all over the place, unfortunately. And Royal Caribbean is a well managed cruise line. They know what they're doing, but what they're dealing with here is a real problem. And We just heard today that 33 countries can now travel into the US, vice versa, right? We've just heard all that hype is now up. We're all hoping, we're all crossing our fingers that everything will go well. But the worry we all have, or those of us who really are believing this COVID news, the worry that the COVID scenario, that we're running about is a fifth variant, another one, and whether or not there will be another, because there are 20% of the adult population that could be getting vaccinations not getting vaccinated, the anti-vaxxers. They're not Americans, they're not Canadians, they're not Brits, they're everywhere around the world. They're not one particular group of people. Talking a global problem of anti-vaxxers globally not buying into the program. And this means that variants of this virus have a place to keep going to. And the problem is that when someone has the infection and they don't know they have it because they feel fine, they're fine. They don't have a temperature, they don't have a cough, they're fine. They are spreading the virus among all the other anti-vaxxers, which they hang out with, and all kinds of kids and all kinds of elderly and people who need booster shots. And a lot of people who have been vaccinated are now catching the virus. They're not having any symptoms because the vaccinations are doing their jobs, keeping them out of the hospital. The problem is there are millions of people spreading the virus unknowingly every day of the week, every minute of the day and night around the world. And the vaccine, the virus is constantly an evolving creature. It's an evolving creature, and it's trying to find ways to survive. And it's coming up with variants of ways to survive. And the problem with the variants is that over time, what you end up happening is no matter what kind of vaccine you come up with, you get a new variant of this issue. And this is what the flu has been for decades. For many of us, the flu has a new variant almost every year, and researchers around the world are constantly trying to stay ahead of flu variants to give us our flu shots every year to keep us from getting the dang flu. Or if we get it, we get a mild version of it. Now we have this killer variant that could be becoming a big problem. And this is a problem for the cruise line business, the airline business, the hotel business, the people moving business. And this is where we're wondering, are we going to run into a fifth variant that could knock international travel right off its rails again? And the cruise lines like Royal Caribbean are going to go to their bankers because they're blowing 300-400 million a month in money, just evaporating this money into the sky. With Norwegian and Carnival, they're blowing their hundreds of millions a month. The bankers are going to eventually say, no. We're not going to finance any new ships other than what we finance. That's it. Because you guys are losing money on the ships you own, the ships that we refinanced for you back in 2020, 21. We helped keep you going. You guys are having trouble paying those loans. We're only lending you 50 cents on the dollar on those ships. If you can't pay those ships off and earn profits on those, how in the world are you going to earn any money on a brand new $1.4 billion wonder of the seas, or billion plus dollar, $1.1 billion edge version of ships? You're not going to make money. You're going to have passengers, sure, but you're not going to make enough dough. We can't do it. And so that means these cruise lines have to sell shares of their stock into the market instead of raising money from bankers. And the problem with that is every time you issue stock from your treasury, you dilute all of your existing shareholders because you're issuing more and more shares out there. And eventually, you can theoretically raise enough money to pay off the bankers. But if you need to raise money just to break even, just to keep everything from draining out, you can't raise enough. This is a problem. Anyway, there's issues here with Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean. The nightmare is not over yet. It continues on. And I know I'm crossing the streams between stock talk and cruise talk, but it's all together here. The variants, these viruses, they don't care. They don't care whether I'm on TWB or Stock Markets with Bruce. We have problems with this darn virus in everything we do. And I really wonder how this is going to work out. Anyway, there's the latest on all that. I don't know how this is going to go. I really wonder. Okay. I believe the border between Canada and USA is open, meaning you guys can drive into the US. Double D, the good news is Canadians will be able to drive into the United States. All they have to provide the American authorities is a verbal confirmation that they've been inoculated. And if the agent says, prove it to me, they have to hold up their iPhone with that little code, or they have to show documentation that they've been in vaccinated. And almost all Canadians, well, again, 80+% of Canadians have been vaccinated. The anti-vaxxers cannot come into the United States. The anti-vaxxers cannot leave the US and come into Canada. They will be denied. And now airline travel, you'll be denied as well. So you have to be vaccinated. But Canadians going back to Canada, even on a day trip, like I would have done in the past, I would drive from Creston, where we used to live, to Coeur d'Alene, pick up some Costco ice cream and a few other goodies, bring them back to Canada 5 hours later. Even now, we have to have a negative test to enter Canada without being quarantined under government costs. It's a pain in the butt. And Canadians are upset at their government for making us get tests to come back when the Americans are just saying, show us you've been vaccinated, you can come in. We don't need a test. That's really driving us nuts. Hopefully that will end so shortly. MG Jen, don't give Bruce a bagel with ketchup. You only put ketchup on lousy food, not a bagel, especially from Sherman's. Vivian, hi Bruce and friends from the UK. Hi Vivian, how are you doing? I'm so glad to hear you. You're alive. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're doing better. Kate, thanks for the China update. Cars being built over there are months behind, including mine. Back ordered another 3 months. Most car dealerships have empty lots. Vivian, hi there, Thomas. Henry, Thomas, even Norwegian with no masks is having trouble filling ships to the 60% level based on price decreases the past month. Del Rio talks a big talk on holding prices, but I don't see it. Tom, hi Vivian, great to see you here. Paul Stevens, why are cruise stocks going up if they're bleeding money? Exactly. Good point. Paul, I think the problem here is, or the reality is this, there are a lot of investors out there who are just not informed, don't fully realize the gravity of the situation. They are just not buying into the warnings and the reality of what's really going on. They're thinking that, hey, 33 countries are going to start traveling again in and out of the US. Think of all the cruise passengers that are going to come to America now and get on these cruise ships. That's what the investors are thinking. Now, oh, it's going to be great, and the CDC is backing off, and the cruise lines can do whatever they want again, and it's going to be wonderful, and it'll go back to normal real fast. That's what investors, some, not all, some are thinking, and they're buying up the stock, thinking that the shares are going to go back to the pre-2020 highs, back to 2019, the kind of trades that those stocks had way back then. I think Royal Caribbean was trading at $131 a share at one time. Right now, today, they hit 98. I can tell you right now, Royal Caribbean stock is not worth 40. Not even worth $40 a share. But there are buyers for this stock. I say to the cruise lines, use this opportunity of elevated stock prices to issue stock to takers. Anyone that'll take stock off your hands, sell all the stock you can right now. Drop this stuff. Bring in billions of dollars. If you can get billions between the three of you, do it now. 1, fortify your bank account. 2, pay off your bank loans with the highest interest rates. Or 3, finance the delivery of your own ships, or at least, lower the stress on your bank account, on your overheads. This is your opportunity. This is the only way you can do it. Tom Henry, how are you doing today? Vivian, hi Thomas, I just woke up. Tom Henry, Paul Stevens, news that was that the Pfizer pill for COVID caused the uptick last week. The thinking was the pill is the answer. The pill is the answer. Now we find out this week you have to take the pill something like 4 times a day for 5 straight days. You got to take 20 pills. And they could be $20 a piece, $50 a piece. I have no idea. They're not going to be $1 each. They're going to be a fortune. Just get the shot. Come on, they're free. MG, Tom, it's dangerous to cruise. If the cruise ships want to take money, then they should have cruises to nowhere. MG, stay away from ports. It's too dangerous. Tom, MG, Tom, no sitting at tables with strangers and no crowded venues. I might be spending lots of time in the suite working on my laptop. MG, yeah, make sure you have a balcony. Paper City Gamer Jeff, thank you so much, buddy, for the donation. You always make these donations to me. I do appreciate them. You're very kind and generous. Been a while. Finally got to catch the live show tonight. And man, I'm glad you're here, and I thank you. It's much appreciated. Paul, will Royal Caribbean still need to raise more money, or are they all set? They claim they'll be profitable in 2022. I don't think they'll be profitable. I think they're going to be bleeding money all this year into next year beyond. They need to raise money. Sounds like my ex-girlfriend says that because they need to raise money all the time. MG, people are coming on board these ships from all over the world. You don't know what diseases they're carrying. Billions of people have been vaccinated worldwide. I don't know why people are so against this life-saving vaccine. Stephen, your analysis of the realities of the financing are spot on. MG Toe, double, they don't work. That's why you need a booster. As Sharon, 47 thumbs ups, 53 to go. Jason, before COVID, cruising was absolutely crushing profits. Cruise lines were making all kinds of money. Now, I'm not sure if the industry is going to survive. This is the thing. The other problem that people are having is, why are they not going on cruises and the prices are coming down? It's not that the ships are the problem necessarily. It's a combination of things. One of them is possibly some of the ships, passengers on the ships, but it's where the ships are going. They're going to Nassau, and people don't want to go to Nassau. Nassau is a nightmare. The downtown area right now is a massive mess. That port area is under major construction. They're putting in a brand new mega $100 million port in that area. It's a mess. People are complaining about the hustling going on and the desperation of the locals. Can you imagine how desperate they are now compared to how desperate they were in 19? They're even more desperate now. I mean, it's just terrible. Double D, MG Toe, vaccines do work. Your body just loses antibodies that know what COVID-19 looks like, meaning you have less protection. That's why we get boosters, to regain protection. MG Toe, now Bruce Costco is the only couple miles away. That's true. MG Toe, this one doesn't believe in it. Okay, MG, these cruise lines are not clean like a hospital. You're sleeping in a room where 1,000 people have slept before. You don't know what diseases they have. Donnell, hi, Vivian. Great to hear you on the show. Sharon, now 61 thumbs up. So you only need 39 to get to 100. MG, I'm tired of being nickel and dimed to death. With everything you do, there's a gratuity on everything, 20%. It's not cheap. And cruise lines have been giving away deals to try to get people on board. The problem is, if you're at 50% capacity right now and half the ship is filled up with people who have cruise credits, they're not putting any fresh cash into the bank account of the cruise line. The other 25% are you're running a ship at half capacity with only 25% dollars coming in. This is bad. This is a recipe for losing money. It's absolutely a recipe for losing money. It's not good. My guess is the cruise lines have to be at 80% capacity, paying capacity, to make any money. That is my to make money. Now, if you only count the cost of running a ship, putting the fuel on board, and bringing the food on board for the people on board, and then going out at 70% capacity, you can break even on that ship. That ship can break even. The problem is that cruise lines have all these other expenses, the head office expenses, the marketing expenses, the insurance, the legals, the port charges and fees that they charge, their rebuilding costs, their dry dock costs when their ships have to be refurbished. These ships have to run at 100% capacity to really make it all work. That is the problem. So I'm just saying, it's not simple. Double D, I would definitely get a balcony. Be nice to leave the door open and get some fresh air into the cabin, flush out some of those germs. Vivian Donnell, my dear, hello, my friend. This is so great to hear from Vivian. Space Force Cooks, thumbs up. Celebrity staff reports the Equinox sailing over Thanksgiving will sail full. Many on the Facebook group are mad that Celebrity is still advertising reduced capacity but won't refund. Good or bad? That's interesting. Surprised at that. MIG Doe. Debbie Emanuel is in the house. Hi, Debbie Emanuel. Hey, everybody. Glad to see everybody. I'm so glad to see you here. So nice to have you here. I've missed you. It's wonderful to see some old friends here on the show tonight. Welcome one, welcome all. Amicus, and they have to pay expenses. That's right. Donnell, it's rare for me to be up for the main show, Viv. It's gone 1:30 a.m. here now on this side of the pond. Double D, cruising is honestly a cheap holiday compared to going to resorts. There you have to pay for everything such as food and entertainment. Cruises are all in one price. You can do the all-in resorts, of course, in Mexico and Dominican Republic and Dominica. You can do those all-in resorts, but you're kind of landlocked and you're stuck in a resort. If you're in Cuba, Canadian, you're in one area of the country, can't go anywhere else. I don't know. It has its pluses and minuses all around. Of course, Lance. G'day, Bruce. Hope all is well. Thank you, Lance, for being here. Tom Henry. Hi, Debbie Manuel. Long time. I was worried about you. MG, the new ships are nothing more than enclosed shopping mall. You can't even walk around ship anymore because there's no promenade deck anymore. Even the Lido deck is filled with paying venues like roller coasters, mini cars. There's no place to lay around, hardly to view the ocean as what we wanted. Debbie, my mom asked how you and Jen were doing. She enjoyed our visit as much as I did. We are fine. We're in Palm Desert, California right now. We've been here about a month. We're loving it. It's great. We're fine. We're healthy. We're fully vaccinated. We're healthy. Our daughter, we met her in Phoenix a couple of weeks ago. We had to go to a wedding, and we drove to Phoenix with the Tesla we've rented. We're having fun with this thing. And she flew in from Calgary. We picked her up at the airport, hung out with her for 5 days, took her back to the airport. She went back to Calgary. We came back here. And she's coming down again late this month for a quick stop in. And then she'll spend Christmas with us again. So she's going home again, coming back again. So it's going to be great. Donnell, hey, Debbie, long time no see, no hear. Glad you're here, says Donnell. Nathan, hi, everybody. 103 days till the NCL escape. Debbie Manuel, hello, Thomas. I hope you're doing great. Debbie, Double D, what are you guys up to in Palm Desert? Oh, we're chilling out. I'm on the air 10 times a week for Stock Marks with Bruce. I'm on the air here twice a week. Just working away. Space Force cooks. I'd rather be in an all-inclusive in Cuba than versus a cruise going to Nassau. There you go. Louise, this virus could have been spliced enough, said, love you, Bruce. Vivian, Donnell, yes, dear, 1:35 a.m. for us, but but I'm so pleased to see you all again. And Bruce, I'm back home from hospital and I'm recovering. Stay safe. Vivian, that is great news. That is really great news. We ask about you all the time. We really do. I'm so glad to see you here. Debbie, hi, Donnell. Have missed chatting with you. Oh, fantastic that you're here. By the way, friends of this channel, I don't know if I can show anything on this. I don't have that. We have friends of this channel who are Ken and Janet Korecha from Saginaw, Michigan. They're on the NCL. Is it the Breakaway? They just left New York yesterday. Is it the Breakaway? Is it the? One you know. They're on their way down to, I think, Galveston via, I think, the Bahamas. Anyway, those of you wondering what I'm doing down here, this is what I'm doing down here. This is my think tank right here. There's my cruise ship. There's my spa. There's my the hot tub, and you can see a few angles of it there. And then the background. There's the background that I see, the mountains and the golf course. Look at that. That's what I have to tolerate now on a daily basis. I have to look at this. I have to suffer through this kind of stuff all the time. Isn't it terrible? Isn't it awful? Don't you feel sorry for me? The other day, Jennifer and I went to a Sherman's Deli here in the desert. Wonderful delicatessen. I ordered this sandwich, the ultimate sandwich. Look at this thing. Triple decker. It's a corned beef, pastrami, and turkey with coleslaw and Thousand Islands dressing on, in this case, sourdough. I can't handle rye bread with caraway seeds. Can't handle caraway seeds. But that was pretty nice. I ate half of that. I only ate half of that sandwich. The other half of that sandwich ended up coming home with us, and I had that for dinner last night. So don't worry about me. Jen ordered the tuna melt, and and she had half at the deli and half at home yesterday. So we had two dinners back to back from Sherman's Deli. Eddie, thank you so much for this incredibly generous donation. That is really outstanding. I do appreciate that, and I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all of you being here tonight. Hopefully, you can hit the thumbs up button for us tonight. Put the show on the map with YouTube. Thank you so much. Najima Brown, hello everybody. Debbie, oh wow, Eddie, how generous of you. Donnell, Debbie, thanks for the compliment. Double D, NCL breakaway sales on New York. The breakaway, they were on the breakaway. Tom, yes, that is the breakaway. It's going to New Orleans. Okay. Sharon, the breakaway is a great ship here. Bullcraft Max. Hi, Bruce. I had a busy day, so just wanted to pop in and say hello. Great pics on the phone. Keep it up. 23andMe to the moon. I agree. Bruce does not need to go on a cruise. He's in a resort now. Look at that. Amicus, Bruce, why you show my backyard like that? Did I give you permission to show my backyard like that? Tom Henry, MG Doe. Debbie, yes, that's a very generous donation. All right. And thank you all so much. Now, one last piece of news I'll tell you about is that the infrastructure program passed the House. What was it, Friday night? 1.2 billion. Now, 550 million or billion, 550 billion over 10 years of that money, 1.2 trillion, will be going into transportation infrastructure. So I just want to rattle off what it is. Breakdown of expenditures: 110 billion for roads, bridges, and major infrastructure projects. 40 billion for bridge repair and replacement and rehabilitation. 11 billion for transportation safety, including a program to help states and localities reduce crashes and fatalities, especially of cyclists and pedestrians. 1 billion to reconnect communities, mainly disproportionately black neighborhoods that were divided by highways and other infrastructure. 39 billion to modernize public transit. 39 billion. 66 billion in passenger and freight rail, according to the bill text. The funds would eliminate Amtrak's maintenance backlog, modernize the Northeast Corridor line, and bring rail service to areas outside the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic regions. Passenger rail offers the transportation solutions this country needs, and Amtrak is ready to make it happen. Amtrak CEO Bill Flynn said in a statement, "This bill will allow Amtrak to advance significant infrastructure and major station projects on the Northeast corridors, purchase new passenger rail equipment, and develop new rail corridors, bringing passenger rail to more people across the nation." It's demonstrated by their commitment to rail. In this bill, the administration and Congress believe in the future of rail and Amtrak. We will move quickly to advance these projects. 65 billion to improve the nation's broadband infrastructure, 17 billion to port infrastructure, and 25 billion in airports to address repair and maintenance backlogs, among other items. Airports usually receive about 3.5 billion a year in airport improvement fund programs. Now they're getting 17 billion additional. So that's really big stuff. So that's what's in the infrastructure bill that was passed. It's going to affect everybody in America. It's going to affect everyone in the delivery business, everyone in the trucking, automobile, flying, rail, bus, ship, everything, ship, airport. Huge, just humongous. It's really great. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very pleased for America that this is happening. $1.2 trillion over 10 years, okay? Went on vacation to Helen, Georgia. Had a fabulous time, says Jason. Went to many waterfalls. I highly recommend this location. Tom Henry, where is the $500 billion for cruisers? Free cruises, laughing loud. Double D, the USA has some of the world's worst bridges in the world. They really need that money to fix them up. I agree. Tom, Dems have a problem with money burning a hole in their pockets. We got $166,000 for the limo company last week. Quite a windfall. Well, Tom, hopefully you'll keep people employed. It is what it is. Well, like I say, potholes and highways, and I know you ask truckers. You want to ask truckers about the infrastructure of the United States? They'll tell you. They'll tell you the havoc they're having on the highways, where their trucks are just getting beaten to a pulp with these crazy roadways. This is going to go a long way. Of course, the employment situation is going to improve dramatically. Of course, adding more fuel to the shortage of labor fire, but that's what it is. Tom Henry's Rockies going, oh my, unbelievable, 166,000 windfall. Thank goodness that keeps that business going, helping out. Why not? Anyway, there you have it. There's the latest on some of the news of the day. Tom, if you can't beat them, join them, taking a handout, laughing out loud. There you go. I know that a lot of mom and pops lost it all. They could not survive it. They couldn't hang on long enough, and they're gone. And I know a lot of other businesses have really cut back, changed. I know around here. I mean, this is an economic little bubble here. This is a high end demographic neighborhood. This whole valley, but there have been failures here too. There is a lot of hardship that has happened over the last decade. Unfortunately, hopefully, a lot of people will be able to get back on their feet and get going again. But this virus, man, it's a killer, not only economically but in every other way. Anyway, Peter, Florida has the best roads in the U.S. They still keep working on them. That's what you got to do. 73 thumbs ups for Bruce right now. Only 27 to go. Thank you, all of you who have been giving me thumbs ups on this telecast. If you can find it in your heart to give this show a thumbs up today and get us towards 100 thumbs ups, get into the triple digits, every little bit helps. Every single thumbs up means a lot to us. Jennifer and I so appreciate you supporting this channel in every way you do, including thumbs ups, donations, and you name it. We love you. Those of you who've become subscribers to this channel, thank you. And those of you who join me on my other channel, thank you too. MG, the tire companies are producing bad tires. That's the problem with the roads. I see. Louise, no trivia on Mondays. Cuties, save it for Fridays. Sorry, Louise. We're going to just do it on Monday nights only on the sponsor member show just towards the end. But no more Friday trivias. Can't do it. I can't keep putting those kinds of hours in. Jason, hopefully we'll see you live again soon, Bruce. Jason Kimmins, thank you for joining us tonight for the live show. You were here. We'll see you hopefully next Monday, 8 o'clock for this big show. And if you can join me on Monday to Friday, 8:30 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, or Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock on Stock Markets with Bruce, you'll hear all about the China problem and everything else that's going on there. I try to talk about stock markets in plain English over there. And we have quite the following going on over there. We have a lot of fun too. So thank you all for helping out, being with me today, and catching some of the latest cruise news and what's going on out there. I thank you all. I hope you have a pleasant rest of the week. Keep your eyes open on this channel from time to time. You might notice new videos popping up from time to time, because I've got a couple in mind right now that I want to produce. And so you never know when this channel lights up with some new videos. But I'll definitely see you next Monday night. 7 o'clock for sponsor members, 8 o'clock for anybody and everybody. Thank you. MG told Bruce 3 ships are leaving Long Beach and a few more out of Los Angeles. Rocky, tell us again about the number of folks playing trivia. Benway, thank you for your work. And MG Toe, take a cruise. I know that on Friday nights, we had been getting, a couple months ago, we were getting 40, 50 people on a typical Friday night. But we found that it was just waning out. It was weaning out. And there were like 18, 20 people coming out Friday night. And I really don't want to, advertise a show for 18 people. I just can't do it. I've got 10 live shows a week on Stock Markets with Bruce. I have my 2 shows here that I'm committing to do. Now I'm committing to do a Wednesday night show. I'm live 60 hours a week on air. It's a bit of work, so I've got to I got to save some energy here and make it work. Night all. Love you, Viv from Lviv. Thank you, Viv, so much. Louise, we want to eliminate Friday, I see. Have a great night, Bruce. Thank you, Sharon, so much. And Sean, Stephen, thanks, Bruce. Fun and informative as always. Thank you, Stephen, so much. Thank you all for hanging out and seeing us tonight, Friday, on Monday night. We'll see you again next Monday. And otherwise, we'll catch some of you tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern Time. I'll be on the air. I look forward to it. Thank you again, everybody. Have a great evening. Take care, and bye for now.